Good guy, that Mike Garafolo. I said Mike would be back, and I never break a promise, especially when it comes to our favorite NFL Network reporter. And what a surreal situation, Mike, to see Chris Jones sitting with his agents, watching his team lose their season opener. Soon after, Jones comes to an agreement with the Kansas City Chiefs. But the strange thing to me is it didn't seem like he got a lot out of it. So why did Jones agree to this deal now?
He didn't get a lot out of it because of the $2 million in fines. It's basically that these incentives that were added could sort of cover those fines. But he's got work to do just to get to that point. And if I was advising Chris Jones, and we talked about this last week, Jay, he could have accomplished something like this by holding in, right, which is the new move for many a veteran, because these fines cannot be forgiven or reduced like they could have in the past. They changed that with the latest collective bargaining agreement. So perhaps he could have gotten incentives without the holdout, without the fines. But at this point, I think he just wanted to get back in there. He missed being around the team. That was the point of him being there week one for that game. I think he truly just wanted to be part of the team and see that banner that he helped earn be unveiled on week one. So this deal could be worth up to $25 million. He's still a free agent at the end of the year, which is an extremely important part of this for him. They could franchise tag him, but I think he just got to the point where he wanted to be back, regardless of what had already been lost via the fines. And he is back. And the fact that they had that long layoff between weeks 1 and 2 because they played that Thursday game, I had a feeling that that was going to provide them a sweet spot to get this thing done. Sure enough, that's what happened. The Chiefs, I thought they played okay defensively, but surely happy to have Chris Jones back. That can only help.
Of course. Austin Ekeler, Diontae Johnson, Cam Heyward, some of the big names to hit injury reports following week 1. Any updates on the status of those three guys?
Austin Ekeler continued to be a productive running back in week 1, but now dealing with an ankle injury. He was kind of in and out of that game. Brandon Staley said we'll see about his status as the week goes on. Sounds like he's got a shot here, so let's see if he's able to practice as the week moves along. Diontae Johnson with the Pittsburgh Steelers, one of many Steelers being who are banged up this week. Also looking at Pat Freiermuth, the tight end. We'll keep an eye on him. There could be an update on him in the near future. But Diontae Johnson with that hamstring sounds like he could miss some time. He's a stop-start kind of a guy. So a lot of times you get a guy like that, you got a hamstring issue. You got to keep an eye on that. So wouldn't be surprised if he misses time. And Cam Heyward, Ian Rappaport, my colleague at NFL Network, and I reported that surgery was on the table and he was expected to miss some time. Mike Tomlin now saying that Heyward will undergo surgery. This guy is probably underrated, really, nationally and in the NFL world, period. A 6 consecutive times leading up to this year Pro Bowler. He's going to miss about 2 months, Jay. Wow. This is a big loss for the Steelers, who, again, are banged up on both sides of the football.
Mike, you bring up the Steelers. That's a team that people had high expectations for going into week 1, and they fell a little bit flat. And I know we always overreact after week 1. That's our nature. That's what we do, especially in the media business. But is there one particular team that had high expectations going into that first week that you might actually be a little concerned with?
It's the Giants, and not just because they scored 0 points and it was 40-0, and that kind of looks like the easy one. It's because the style in which it happened. I mean, they spent all offseason. I covered them closely, their practice facility nearby, so I stopped over there plenty of times, and I heard so much about Darren Waller and Paris Campbell and Jalen Hyatt, all these additions to the offense that was going to be able to open things up offensively. They didn't open up anything. I mean, it was a very conservative approach, and even more conservative than last year to me. So by the time they didn't score on that first drive and it was a 9-point swing and then it became 9-0, I'm like, this game is over. Where's the explosiveness that I heard about all offseason? And I think you'll probably see it at some point, maybe as soon as this week against the Arizona Cardinals. But by the way, on the other side of that is a short week and a road game, a Thursday game against the San Francisco 49ers. So This is a team I'm very concerned about because the schedule is very tough early in the season. If they don't snap out of it and snap out of it quickly and show me that explosiveness that they were talking about, this is a team that's going to be way behind and probably too far to catch up and get back into the playoff race by the time we get into October.
All right, so let's try to make Giants fans who are very, very sad right now happy because we have a lighter piece of news to talk about. How exciting is it, Mike, that Jason Kelce's Christmas album could have a very fun guest star this year?
You're talking about Taylor Swift, I assume. That was reported, I don't know if it's all the way true. Maybe they had a brief encounter at some point and were hanging out together. Keep an eye on this one. I don't dabble in these circles, but when this one came across my desk, I was kind of like, really? And I was told, maybe not. So I don't mean to burst any bubbles here, but maybe there won't be a Travis Kelce breakup song in the future. We'll see, though. We'll see. I've been wrong before.
I mean, he is a heartbreaker. There's no question about it. Just like this guy, Mike Garafolo, the NFL Network. He looks good no matter what the occasion, and he joins us every week on this television program. Mike, I hope you're on my Christmas album someday because I feel like you have a terrific voice.
Oh, man, invite me. Oh, holy night? I don't think I can hit it right now. I'm losing my voice with all this Aaron Rodgers talk, but give me a couple months.
Okay, fair enough. We got a couple months before we have to record. Don't forget, the Thursday Nighter is coming up. I am pumped about this one because the Vikings were very disappointing in Week 1, and the Eagles squeaked out a win over the Patriots. These two teams actually have a lot to prove. Eagles 7-point favorite over Minnesota, according to our friends at FanDuel. They are the second choice to win the Super Bowl at plus 750. The Vikings plus 5,000 long shots to win the Super Bowl. You can catch the action on TSN with a pregame show beginning at 7 Eastern. And we follow the game. That's right. We follow every primetime NFL game this season. Luke Wilson will be on the desk with me to break down the Thursday Nighter between the Eagles and Minnesota.